Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hello everyone, Craig here with another great business to discuss on this episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. Today's guest is Deepak and he's selling his SaaS business on the Empire Flippers marketplace. So welcome to the show, Deepak, and how are you doing today?
Doing all good, Craig. Nice to be on the show and looking forward to how we can work on this together.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm looking forward about talking about your business. But before we dive in, let's go over a brief summary of the business. So it's a SaaS business in the news and education niche created in July 2017. The average monthly revenue for the business is $22,699 and makes an average of $14,270 net profit each month. For everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 48307 to learn more about the business, or you can unlock this listing to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing this asset. So now that I've given a general overview of the business, let's have a look at what's included in the sale. So we have a primary domain including all site content and files, 2 additional domains, source code, an email list with 24,000 subscribers, trademark, social media accounts for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, SOPs, an AWS account, and software developers are available to be hired on a retainer from the seller, and more details can be provided to active buyers. Okay, now Deepak, I'd like to hear from you. So can you tell us a little about your background in building and running online businesses?
Sure, Craig. So this was the very first business I, started building back in 2013. It was a time, when I came up with the product idea and I started building the prototype all by myself. And then slowly I hired, a couple of developers. I came from the technology background, so I was heavily involved into the coding myself. So we started building the product. It took some time. It took about, 2 years or so. And then in 2017, we officially launched the product. And since then, it has started doing well. It has started gaining some momentum in the market. And that's how things got started. My experience is in the technology. I have worked with, tech giants in India. Then I moved to US. I was there for almost, 11 years. And while I was there, all these things got started. And that's when, I decided somewhere in 2012 that it's time for me to, just quit my job and get into the business world.
Wow, yeah, that's a really inspiring story. So I'm curious as to what made you decide to create this SaaS product in particular as opposed to a different type of SaaS?
Sure. The idea was I was always fascinated by the learning and education. And the main reason is that because my dad has been a professor all his life. So, my upbringing was in an environment where I was, seeing the students, the teaching, and that kind of environment I've been brought up into. So when the very first thing that came into my mind, and I'll be honest here, I didn't do any market research or any kind of there wasn't any logical reasoning behind building the product. It was just on the gut feel because I have seen that environment my entire childhood. So I thought create something in the similar niche. The pain point was that my dad, he has been author of 100 plus books in India. But unfortunately, it doesn't work the way, authors are used to paid in US and, Western world. And, even though he was the author of 100 plus books, the kind of money he used to make was actually nothing. Somewhere in the back of my mind, it was always this factor that, whenever I get to do something of my own, it has to be, something that can help back each other in some ways.
That's a really great answer, and it's great to hear when people start a business as a passion project and it's something that they really know about, and it's not just based on market research or what's popular. And it seems like it's worked for you very well. So speaking of the business, how does it primarily make money?
Basically, it makes money based on the subscriptions and the different trainings that we create from time to time. For example, see, subscription is the primary source of the revenue. I mean, subscription for a SaaS is like someone comes, joins the platform, starts paying us, then they use the platform in exchange of the subscription fee. So other than the regular subscription angle, which is very obvious in a SaaS style business, the other monetization angles are you can basically create the premium trainings or do the industry experts interviews and all. So we did this in the past and it was a great model. So basically educate and engage with your users by bringing them add-on kind of training that could help them make money online. So there could be multiple monetization methods that you can implement in such a business and give exposure to a large audience of the experts that you bring on your interviews. So there could be a number of monetization angles.
Okay, yeah, that sounds a great growth opportunity. So speaking of that, was there anything that you sort of wanted to try as a growth strategy, but you didn't? Did you get any collaboration opportunities or anything like that?
Yeah, there are, a lot of growth opportunities, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to tap into those markets yet. But, the regional or the geographical tapping is, something, or partnership is something that, I would suggest someone who might take over the business. So, for example, there have been requests from the Spanish market or the French market to convert the platform into, those regional languages so that the audience, because you can partner up the experts or the companies in these countries or in these regions who can act as brand ambassadors, and then mainly these people are like public speakers or stage speakers, and they help you promote your product to their audience. So that is one angle I would suggest to the potential buyer here, that if possible, try to network with these people in different languages market and try to address those markets and convert the platform into that specific language. And the good thing is, we have all those capabilities already in the system, so it's not additional work here at all.
Yeah, those opportunities sound fantastic. That's sort of on a higher level of the business, but on the sort of lower level and the day-to-day maintenance, what does that look like for you? What do you do every week?
It's not a lot of work as of now because we are focusing more on the customer support to ensure that system is stable and scalable to handle the growth for our customers, and then we take care of any issues that are reported by the customer or that find when we do our internal testing and all. So we have defined a roadmap, a small roadmap for the rest of the year, but other than that it's not a lot of work. We are able to spend anywhere from 160 hours or so on a monthly basis by putting one customer support person, and then we have about one or two developers working part-time on this.
Yeah, so it sounds like you've got a pretty solid business. You're preparing for growth. You have opportunities for growth on the horizon. So I guess the natural question is, why are you selling this business at this point?
I'm selling this business for very personal reasons. There are, some family challenges that I need to look at. on an urgent basis, and I think I would be away from the work for next couple of months. And that's the reason, because if I'm not around, then it's hard to, maintain. I cannot leave this responsibility on someone else right now because I don't have any co-founder in the company. So that's the prime reason, just to handle, some family challenges.
Oh, that's sad to hear, Deepak. I hope you get through those and you're able to overcome those challenges. Yeah, it's not good to hear. Will the entrepreneurial journey continue after that, if you get through that time?
I'm actually not sure, Craig, because, once I'm done with whatever is on my plate in terms of these challenges, so I'm not sure whether, I'll be continuing this entrepreneurial journey or I'll be joining some other firm. And, what does the future look like? I'm really not sure at this point.
Okay, yeah, that makes total sense. So we've talked about sort of the things that you've done with the business that's worked, the opportunities you've got. Was there anything that you tried that didn't work?
What I tried was, not getting into, building more customer engagement. And, with the type of business we have, it's, topmost requirement. And, my advice to the potential buyer, that try to create more customer engagement by getting into more content production in terms of, writing good blogs, talking about or educating about the platform, the customers, because that's the one thing that whenever we tried it, resulted into more and more customer retention and the new customer acquisition. But the moment we tried to ignore it and focus on just, bringing the cold traffic from, by spending money on the advertising and all. So unless we get into that kind of engagement model, it's hard to get the customers retention.
That's really interesting. Tell me a bit more about the outreach that you've done with the advertising and getting cold traffic.
So we tried a couple of funnels. So the funnel that worked best was, we actually only tried the Facebook traffic, and it's fast. It's really the fastest way to get the new customers. And the funnel was like, we just brought the customer onto webinar sign up page where, we talk about the product, and then we gave them the 14 days trial. And within 14 days, we just send out some of the emails talking about the features of the platform. And that way we got, a very high conversion rate from trial to the actual becoming the actual customer of the platform. So here, because, we have taken care of all the elements where we are engaging with the user, we are showing them how to use the platform, and we are telling them that there are real people behind the product who are there to support you.
Oh, that's excellent. So the Facebook account is included in the sale, so a seller would get access to those Facebook ads and the data that you've got from running them, the emails and the webinar as well, would they?
Yeah, that's right.
That's fantastic. Take note, listeners, that's a good growth opportunity right there. So we've talked through with maintenance and about growth. On the flip side, what do you think are the biggest risks with this site that a buyer should be aware of?
There are not risk as such, but definitely has someone on the team who is knowledgeable about the cloud structure and all. I mean, very familiar with the AWS, because we use AWS here, Amazon AWS, because that is the trickiest thing. You need to be familiar with how AWS works, how their cloud works, and someone who can, keep tweaking the platform to handle the scale of the traffic.
So, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, this is pretty obvious, but just to summarize, putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think this is a business worth buying?
The biggest reason right now is, because of this COVID times, a lot of people are losing their jobs. They are looking for, income opportunities. And our platform just provides that. So our platform provides tons of, money making opportunities. So there's a huge potential of growth, and, this is not going anywhere for next couple of years. This is just speeding up the process of, for people to become more internet savvy, to become more, home-based business savvy. And that's why it's a very right fit for the market, especially during the COVID times.
Yeah, I would potentially agree with you there. That will definitely have a big effect on the market in the future. Anyway, regarding a non-compete, we've agreed special circumstances with Deepak that any active buyer can find out more information by just asking one of our business analysts. So if you're interested in finding out more about that, then just feel free to jump on a call or send us a message. Yeah, other than that, how much support are you willing to offer buyers, Deepak? Are you going for the standard 30 days of email and Skype support?
Yeah, definitely. We can actually offer 30 days or maybe more, when it comes to making sure that the potential buyer is, has been brought up to the speed in terms of, how to maintain the business or how to, handle the kind of queries. We'll also share our, help desk past tickets that, what kind of queries normally would come from the customers. And, we have some canned responses that we have prepared. So all that data will be shared with the potential buyer to make sure that it's a smooth transition.
Excellent. And are you open to negotiating something like an earnout?
Yeah, sure. That is an option there.
Okay, fantastic. Is there anything else you'd like to share that I might have missed?
I guess we have pretty much covered everything here, so nothing from my side.
Absolutely, yeah. I think we've covered a lot of great stuff there, and it sounds like a fantastic listing we have here. So thank you for your time, Deepak. It's been great talking to you.
Wonderful. It was great talking to you, Craig.
All right, everyone, thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing has already been sold, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 48307. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.